So I'm a convert to Orthodox Judaism, and I notice all sorts of weird tension patterns when I see my fellow Jews pray. So Jewish prayer requires, you really move into it. It's not just you sit back and read the words, or you sit back and just talk to God on your own. But Jewish prayer is quite active, so the more religious you get, the more you find people shuffling, the more they'll sway. So you go to a Reform synagogue and they'll sway just a little bit. You go to a conservative synagogue and they'll sway a little bit more. But go to an Orthodox synagogue, modern Orthodox, I'll bow this much. But you go to a traditional Orthodox synagogue and they'll really get into the bowing, and they'll really get into the swaying, and they'll pound the chest, and but there's a lot more movement. So it's really interesting to watch traditional Jews who take prayer seriously, because most Jews at synagogue don't appear to be really into their prayers. Jewish prayer is quite demanding. You've got all these pages from the Siddur, the prayer book, and it's hard to maintain kavanah, focus, for more than 15 or 20 minutes, at least for me. But one of the things I notice are the weird tension and compression patterns that people have when they bow. So it's important when you're bowing, if you're meeting the king or the queen, to direct to the knees, first of all, so directing from the hips to the knees, and the ankles to the knees. Direction, and then as you're bowing down, directing from the tailbone to the top of your head, so it's like, so you're not hunching and you're not compressing, you're not curling your spine, but there's a nice relationship between your head, neck, and your back. So one of the typical prayers in Judaism is the Baruch Hu, which is the call to worship. So Baruch Hu et Hashem Hambarak. Then everyone will say, repeating, Baruch Hashem. And then the Amidah is the central prayer in Judaism, and there are a couple of times right at the beginning where you bend the knee and bow. Direct to the knees for good use. Direct to the knees. You'll have the Siddur, the prayer book, usually in your hand. So, Baruch atah Hashem. So there's this direction from your tailbone through your whole back, out your head. So you're not compressing into it. You're thinking about your full width, your full height, taking your full space in the world, not being afraid to take your full space in the world. Not being afraid to use your knees. I notice most people only tend to use their knees when you absolutely have to. And the reason that so many people have knee problems is that their quads are tied. So if you can think about directing from your hips to your knees, from your ankles to your knees, that will usually make movement easier. Also, if you can get some kind of roller to roll these muscles here so that they can loosen up and let go from unnecessary holding, and they won't pull on the patella, on the kneecap as much.